then it's just, this is me. This is real.
This is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be now. Gonna let the light
shine on me.
Yeah, so good.
Amazing.
Soup? Seriously?
Okay, so we did say on our last podcast that we were going to talk about all things health, wellness, goals, fitness stuff, but we talked, and today we're a little bit busier and a little bit on a time crunch, so I think we're going to pivot.
Yeah. Are you saying this? Are we recording?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I think we're going to pivot. So I'm addressing our listeners.
Okay, because I was like so confused. I'm like, yeah, I know, I was here. What do you mean?
Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
Yes, so we're going to pivot and do what are you loving right now? And I was telling Julia, I used to listen to this podcast fairly regularly, and they would do this little section at the end where they would just talk about anything that they're really enjoying in their lives, and I always really enjoyed it, so I figured we could do a good soup version of what are we loving. So
a smaller soup, if you will, a side of soup,
a side of soup. And these could just be things that we're just into this week, and then it's like next week we don't love them anymore.
Oh yeah,
but
these are not like
very
lifelong,
fleeting. Yeah.
These are not like, oh, this is my like lifelong tried and true. This is just things that are like just the phase that I'm in right now. Like I'm in a real this phase.
Yeah, what's suiting your fancy right now?
Yeah.
I have a few. You have a few.
Mm-hmm.
So, Julia,
I was gonna have you kick us off.
What are you loving right now?
Okay. So the first one, I am in a big this phase right now. So when I'm like saying, oh, I'm in a this phase, like this is what I was thinking of, because this has been my hyperfixation for the past like week and a half. I am really into hummus right now.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
So I
loved my hummus phase. I loved it. It's so fun.
I've always liked hummus. Like hummus is fine, and I will eat it intermittently.
She's all caught up on you.
Chris's dog Tuna is having a great time, and if you hear her, enjoy it.
Yeah.
But she is caught up in my headphone cord.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna
Is
let
that
it roll.
distracting to you?
No.
Okay.
So sorry. I don't know why it's like when I start talking, all of my oxygen like leaves my body and I need more. Yep. Just like that. No, but so I have been buying these little miniature cups of hummus, like a single serving of hummus to put in my lunch boxes. And I am like obsessed. Like it's like my favorite thing to eat ever. I eat one every day. At least one every day. Okay.
Is it like regular hummus? Are they flavored?
No, I'm
just regular.
Just the classic hummus. And I literally, so like if I pack like a little bag of pretzel slims, like the little like flat pretzels.
Yes. Oh, I love those.
I'll pack a bag of those, and if for some reason I have hummus left over after I'm finished with my pretzels, I will literally
lick it out of the
I will, or get a spoon. Like I will literally eat hummus with a spoon, and I've never felt that way. Never enjoyed hummus to that degree, but I literally eat it with a spoon.
Wow.
And
okay.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and it's my favorite snack.
That's awesome. So do you exclusively eat it off the spoon or with the pretzel slims, or do you do anything else with it?
I do cucumbers. That's not my favorite ever, but I really love cucumbers.
Okay.
But for some reason with the cucumbers I get with the hummus I get, it's not like it's not the best.
Pair super well.
But I like them both separately, and I'm just forcing myself to eat them together.
Okay.
Because I have them.
this wasn't one of mine that I wrote down, but I have been loving these mini cucumbers from Aldi.
Yes.
Have you seen those?
I only get the mini cucumbers.
You only get the minis.
I
love
buying.
them. They're like little BB. Like when you slice them up, they're just like little.
And they're so crunchy.
I know.
Yeah.
And there's like no seeds in them. I mean, there are seeds, but you can't.
It's not like
the
big
slimy big seeds you get in the regular cucumbers. So for me, it's either mini cucumbers or English cucumbers.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been doing the minis a lot lately.
Yeah, I 100%. I also didn't write this down, but I'm going to say I thought about writing it down.
Yeah.
So we eat salmon like once a week.
Ooh, okay.
And I used to buy the frozen bag of salmon and I'd thaw it and cook it. And I'm like, this is fine. And finally my husband got so sick of it, which is funny because he's the person who wanted us to eat fish in the first place. And he's the one who would request salmon.
Yeah.
And then finally he's like, I can't eat any more of this salmon. I don't want to eat this anymore. And so I'm like, well, okay. But I wanted to keep cooking salmon because it was part of the meal plan that I created. And I was like, I want to follow my meal plan, so I want to eat salmon. So we started buying fresh salmon, which is more expensive,
right?
Which is part of the reason why I had never done it before. I genuinely cannot express how like sad I feel for past me for having ever ingested the
frozen salmon,
the disgusting slop that is frozen salmon. It was disgusting. Like I would
comparatively
eat it. I ate it all the time and it was fine. I never had a problem with it. And then we started cooking fresh salmon.
And you're like,
and I'm like,
never going back.
That was garbage. It was terrible. And fresh salmon is just so superior, and we will never go back.
Yeah.
Ever.
Is he eating salmon again because you're getting
Yes, we were eating salmon again. And it's just so good. It's just so delicious and fresh and buttery and delicious, and I highly recommend fresh salmon.
This is funny because this is also not something I wrote down either, but it just what you were talking about reminded me. I have been really into grating my own cheese.
Oh,
like I get the blocks of cheese and I'll use the grater to like shred it up. Something about that is different, and it's just so good because I made this recipe a couple weeks ago that called for like fancy cheese, so I didn't want to just get the shredded cheese in the bags. I actually wanted to follow the recipe, and from then on I was like, what else can I use? Like, what else can I just shred my own cheese for? And I made lasagna the other day, and I just got like the Aldi brand mozzarella blocks, but I shredded it up, and it was like, I don't know, it's different, really good.
It is really good.
So I've been loving that.
That's one of the things I was just telling Chris about this before we recorded, of how Ian and I used to grocery shop before not before we got married. What am I trying to say? Before we became real adults. When we first got married, we grocery shopped in the most insane way because we had never had to do it before. We had never lived on our own before.
For two people.
Yeah. And so we both came from our parents' houses, and we just shopped the way that our mothers shopped. And one of the things that Ian would do is he would buy blocks of cheese, and I had never experienced that.
Oh my gosh.
He would just buy like 3 in one go, and we would eat some of it, but then we'd end up throwing some of it away.
Right.
So we definitely cut back on that, but that's at the beginning of our marriage especially, we grated all our own cheese.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, I think quality wise it's way better. Yes. And like I 100% see what you're talking about. But I've honestly like switched back to like bags of shredded just for convenience, because I hate shredding the cheese.
Yeah, right. And it is a arduous process because then the grater gets all cheesy, and like that doesn't wash up super easily.
No.
But I am also in a phase where I'm trying to save like every single penny that I can. And I do think that buying a block of cheese is cheaper.
It's more cost effective
because
for sure.
You use it as needed instead of the like shredded bags where it's like when it's gone, and you can't like, so with the blocks I can either shred it or I can like slice it. It's like you can use it for all many different things, types of things, and I think it lasts me longer because I'm just shredding like a tiny little, section of it off for like tacos or whatever, like single use every day. And so I don't know, I just think it's because like you don't have to pay for the convenience of it already being shredded, but it for sure is like
Well, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, like season of life, like what's worth more to you, like having the higher quality, like more cost effective thing, or having the more convenient, like time saver thing,
right?
And just in the phase of life I'm in a convenience phase, and we just have a little more money now, so we can. Yeah, it's not as we're not as much trying to be like, how can we make this cheese last as far as possible?
Right, exactly.
Which is very much a privilege. And
our cheese privilege. No one talks about the cheese privilege in America.
You have to measure your wealth by what kind of cheese you buy and in what form.
Measuring cheese. No.
Okay, did you go, or you haven't gone officially
well,
yet?
I haven't like quote unquote officially.
Okay, ma'am. What's your first official one?
My first official one is this deodorant brand called Papa Tui. Have you seen that?
The Rock's The Rock's like lifestyle brand?
Yes, it is. And I am a sucker for it for sure. We were in Target and they had an end cap display of all of these deodorants and a big picture of The Rock and stuff. And I struggle with deodorants because none of them like ever really work for me. So when I saw it's like technically a men's deodorant, but I smelled one of them and it smelled amazing. It's like very subtle, but it's also like beachy and like clean and fresh. So I was like, I'm gonna try it. And I haven't really paid attention to like if it's working long term, but I love the smell of it. So every time I put it on, it just like makes me really happy.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I got some of those products for Ian for Christmas. Oh. But it was like the skincare stuff.
Okay.
But I'm all for using men's deodorant. I think it's better in a lot of ways.
It is better in a lot of men's things. So, okay, side tangent. I picked up a part-time job. Yeah. So I'm going to be working for a stage management company. So I'm going to be doing like stagehand duties, which requires a certain type of gear that you have to wear, and one of the things they require is steel-toed or composite boots. And so Evan and I went shopping for them yesterday because I'm not really sure like when my start date is, so I'm just trying to have everything ready to go for when they call. But I was trying on a lot of different boots, and the place we went, it was like majorly men's boots on display and stuff. And I was trying them on, and we found the pair that I wanted, and I was walking in the back of the store, and they had this little section for like women's work boots, and they were so narrow compared to the men's boots. It was crazy.
That's
like
so
women
annoying.
Don't exist with wide feet or something.
Would you like to record?
Tuna has something to say.
Her mouth is literally on the mic right now. Hello. I wish you could hear that, but I don't think you can.
But it was just crazy how much narrower they were than men's boots.
Sometimes women have wide feet. As two wide feet girlies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We resent this.
We do resent this. So
did you get men's boots?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. And I felt so petite because they're size 7.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah, me and my small feet.
Yeah, I'm so petite.
Yeah. My small petite steel-toed boots.
That's what really matters.
For my man job.
When I buy steel-toed boots, I want them to make me feel petite.
If they don't make me feel petite, I send them back. Okay, so let's see. Whose turn is it? Your turn?
What did you just say?
I said Papa Tui.
Oh, yeah. So my next one is pretty simple. No. Not have that. I love that our podcast has also just become like dog time.
I know.
So my next one is just the concept of gingham.
Okay.
I really love gingham right now. And I don't even have that many things with gingham on them, but I just bought a new skirt that is gingham and I'm obsessed with it. I put it on after work. I put it on anytime I'm around a new group of people that might not have seen me in it. I put it on.
Might not know you own a gingham skirt.
Yeah, I put it on. I'm obsessed with it. I have a little gingham pillow over there that I love. I have a gingham dress that I love. And anytime I see someone wearing gingham, it makes me really happy. I
You're
put
like,
on that skirt for the
Gingham
first time.
gang.
Yeah, it's just like, I know it's super trendy right now, but I am in on the trend. Like, I love it. I'm so glad gingham is back.
No
and
shame.
I just think it's adorable. And I put on that skirt for the first time when I received it. And I walked into the room where my husband was sitting. And I'm like, what do you think? And he's like, oh, you look like a farmer. I was like, oh, thanks. Anyway, I am just really into gingham right now. I love it.
Sweet.
I also made my laptop background gingham.
Love it.
So that's that. Anyway, what's your next
Going hard for the gingham. Speaking of that, I've been really into asking ChatGPT to make cartoons out of pictures like that I own.
Oh yeah.
Or just like that I can think of out of my mind. The other day, or last week I think sometime, it was World Donkey Day.
Oh,
and that's the background you saw.
I was wondering about that. I was like, where'd she get this?
So I asked them, I was like, make me into a cartoon in a field of donkeys for World Donkey Day. And they did, and it was amazing. But I also...
We should post that on our
we'll post that one. I made this background.
Wow.
I'm actually obsessed, but this little cartoon at the bottom was a ChatGPT cartoon that it's like so crazy realistic, but
it's not though. That does not look anything like you.
You don't think so?
No.
Maybe I've gaslighted myself now into thinking it does.
Yeah, I would not think that was a picture of you. If you were like, who do you think ChatGPT was trying to make a picture of? I would not think that's a picture of you. Do you think
that's funny
because
my mom was like, oh, that's you. She's like 100%. She's like, that's the smile you make in everything.
I mean, I can see like how it got that from a picture of you. Like I can see like the mouth shape.
Yeah.
And like the eyebrows.
At first I didn't think it looked like me, but the more I've looked at it, I'm like, yeah, okay, that is me.
Obviously like the source material, I get it, but that does not look like you to me.
Yeah,
sorry, not
I don't
to
know.
be.
No,
I'm
it's like
fully
it is
supportive of whatever.
It is like weirdly trippy. But yeah,
I like the collage. I really like the collage a lot. It just threw me off because I was like, why is that
right?
Like,
I know
the way it is.
And that's what I'm saying. Like maybe just because I've looked at it for so long and like telling my brain like this is me, then it's just this is me. This isn't real.
This is me. I'm exactly
where I'm supposed to be
now. Gonna let the light
shine on me.
Yeah, so good.
Amazing. I also had them make this.
Okay, that's really cute.
I asked them to make me a portrait of a donkey with a flower crown around her head and her nose, on the background of like flowers in a soft glam style, and they totally delivered.
That is what that is. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, for like once a day, maybe every other day or every 2 days, I'm just like get bored at my job or something, and I'm like, what picture can I make into a cartoon?
That's
and
wild.
Sometimes they get it right, and sometimes it's like, what is that?
Yeah.
But so yeah, I've been loving that.
Cool.
Yeah,
I love it. Now I kind of want to have it make me like a collage,
right?
Like, for something.
Oh yeah, I made this on Pic Collage.
Oh okay.
Yeah,
you
so
made that.
I made my background collage, which I was actually really proud of myself because
it looks really good.
I thank you. It was confession. It was actually it was a template first, so like I used a template, but that was like
still
yeah.
But
I was going to export it, and it was like, oops, you need to sign up for whatever pro version. And I was like, heck no. So then I took a screenshot of it, and then it like popped up another thing. It's like, oops, you need to sign up for pro. And I was like, screw that. So my mom was in town for Mother's Day, and I was like, Mom, can I see your phone? So I took a picture of the collage on my phone with her phone, and then I sent it back to myself and just cropped it. And
that is dedication. I'm surprised it turned out that good of a quality.
I know, right?
That's crazy.
I was like, this actually works pretty well. So
we're gonna have to post a lot of these receipts in the Instagram stories so people
I know.
Can see.
I'm gonna have I'll have a whole like stack
AI,
of cartoon creations.
Yeah. Well, the next one on my list is a little handy dandy device called Brick. Have you ever heard of this?
Yes, I kind of really want one.
I got a brick.
You got one?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
My mind is actually blown.
Really?
I cannot believe. What?
Also,
why are we talking about anything else?
I love like anyone who doesn't know the context of this just thinks we're talking about the fact like that I have a brick, and you're like,
I'm
what?
like,
You found a brick? What? No, so
I've been dying to know how they like
brick,
if it actually works.
Brick is this little device that you can purchase that has the same technology that Apple phones use for like Apple Pay and like touch to pay and that sort of thing. But when you touch your phone to your brick, it locks whatever apps or websites or things on your phone that you want it to lock. So it acts as basically like a screen time limit, but it's a physical like touch point.
Yeah.
So for me, that's really helpful because like I can bypass Apple like screen time limits really
so
easily.
Yeah.
And I've tried this other app called Opal that was something I enjoyed for a while, but you can just delete the Opal app and it just like takes everything back. And so I just was not being responsible enough with my screen time, and when I tried to put things in place, I was going around them. And so I'm like, I need something just a little bit more, and I'm sure there's a way you could bypass it if you really wanted to. Like you have to want to change for things to really work.
Exactly.
But it's like a physical thing that like when I leave for work in the morning, I lock my phone.
What?
So while I'm at work, I can't be on like Instagram or YouTube or stuff like that.
I'm
Chris is like, her life is different now.
That is very admirable.
Yeah, well,
because I'm like you are physically going to your job.
Well, that's what I like about it is like I don't have the option to unlock any of that stuff while I'm at work.
Yes.
Like I have to be at my home and unlock my phone with the brick.
Well, that's a commitment.
Yeah.
That you're locking your phone before you go to work and you can't unlock it before you get back from work.
Yes. So that way I am using my time at work a little more wisely, because there are significant gaps while I'm at work. Like I have busy times, but in a large part I'm waiting for people to either call in or email. So there's times when we're just not super busy and I have a lot of downtime, and I just have been using that downtime to like scroll on my phone and like spend a lot of time doing things I don't want to do. That sounded like it was worse than it. I just wasting, not anything terrible, but just like
it's just
not using my time productively,
like detaching a little bit and just mindlessly scrolling.
So I wanted to, at least while I'm for most of the day, I would like to not have to have that be even an option. So I've been using that and I really enjoy it.
That's amazing. Was part of that decision due to you picking school back up and like wanting to work on school at work?
Yes, absolutely. So when I have those down moments, I'm not tempted to start that. Like I'm like, okay, like let me go ahead and work on school. While I'm at work. So which is something I'm allowed to do. I feel like I should clarify that. I have been given permission to to work on other personal things during downtime at work. That is something I'm allowed to do.
Which is amazing.
I just would like to use that time to do something productive instead of something that wastes my time. So I'm putting that into practice in my life and really enjoying it. Like I don't really miss it because I do have other things to do. You know,
isn't that like so wild. Like the amount of times I've sat around just like, what do I even have to do? And then it's like just end up scrolling. But then it's like when I actually am putting my phone down and actually like then engaging in things that I want to be doing, it's like, where's all my time going? Like I have so much to do that it's wild.
Another thing, I know it's your turn, but I am going to roll into my next thing that I enjoy because it's connected to brick a little bit. In that I have I'm just outing myself as just kind of a not great human being here. But I feel like this is kind of like a not cool thing. Like I feel like Gen Zs are like not into YouTube. Like Gen Alpha or whatever, like YouTube is not cool.
Okay. Like
I
the new Facebook.
I feel like that's kind of like, I feel like it's kind of an old person thing.
Yeah.
But I am very much into YouTube. I love watching YouTube videos. And obviously that's a huge time waster for the most part. And so what I'll do is like I listen to YouTube videos a lot of times on my way to work. Like I'll plug in my phone. I don't watch them. I turn my phone upside down so I
can't
like,
see the screen.
But I'll turn like on like a podcast style like true crime YouTube video or something where people are telling a story.
Yeah.
And do that.
So it's like a podcast.
Yeah. But I just usually use YouTube for that, which is not a bad thing. I'm just saying what it is that I do.
Sure.
And a lot of them, this is a whole other side tangent, is I feel like I've become so much more judgmental of a person because of the time that I spend watching YouTube, because a lot of the videos I watch are people being like, look at this terrible thing that this other person did. Like, not so much the obviously true crime is like, it's okay to say it's bad to murder people.
Yeah.
But I do watch like videos, again, I'm not saying this is completely wrong, but videos where it's like, here's this thing that this person did and here's why it's so bad for society. And like, here's this company that's doing this and this is why it's so bad. And I feel like I just have become way more critical and judgmental than I want to be, and I'm trying to find like why that is and how to like circumvent that. And I feel like part of it is the style of YouTube videos that I watch that are very like critical of other people and things.
Yeah.
And again, not even for without reason, but it's just that's the content that I kind of gravitate towards of like, oh, like here are these terrible people that are like promoting MLMs or promoting like fat acceptance or like, you know, like just different things.
It's like something they don't agree with that they think is like worth outing.
Right. Yeah. And like, and again, I think there's a time and a place for that, but when that's just always what I'm putting into my brain, I think it's just training me to be looking for
like
bad,
hypercritical.
Yeah. And so I want to obviously stop that. And so that's one of the benefits of trying to wean off of how much YouTube I listen to and watch. I'm so bad at telling stories.
No, you're not. You're doing great.
My point is I no longer, I brick my phone before I go to work, so I don't have the option to listen to YouTube in the car anymore.
Okay.
So I have picked back up my love of audiobooks, which again, I have never stopped loving audiobooks, but it's like I just always choose the simpler, quicker. It's like that, you know, like
dopamine hit.
Yeah. Like there are other things that I enjoy and want to listen to, but I just always pick YouTube.
Honestly,
I always pick
it's like
Instagram.
Yeah, I think it's like it's a pathway that you've made in your brain of like I do this, this, and this, and like, and then at a certain point, it doesn't even really become a choice that you're making. It's really just like habit.
Yes, very much so. So there's tons of books that I want to listen to. There's tons of audiobooks I would love to listen to, but I just always pick something different.
Yeah. And
so since I don't have the option of picking something different, I have been listening to a couple of audiobooks, but the one that I'm really enjoying it's called Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. And it's basically just like a history of tuberculosis and how that has affected pretty much everything in society, and like most like there's a tie to tuberculosis because it's the most infectious disease ever known to man. It's killed the most people out of anything.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And in 2023 it killed more people than war, typhoid, and malaria combined.
What?
And people, well, that's the thing is people think tuberculosis, because we have a cure for tuberculosis, people don't think about it and don't talk about it, and it doesn't seem like a prevalent like threat. Right. But in developing countries, third world countries, we have not shared our knowledge about how to cure tuberculosis.
Why not?
And it's just not accessible to people in poor countries, and so people die all the time and like just throughout history. It's like one of the longest documented diseases. Like we have records for like thousands of years of people having tuberculosis.
Oh my gosh.
And like not all diseases are like that. Like not everything is like documented going back that far.
Yeah.
And so it just has affected like everything in our modern society, and it's just really interesting.
That is really interesting.
That's why it's called Everything is Tuberculosis, because like this guy, he kind of got hyper fixated on this thing. So the guy John Green,
hyperfixation can be a good thing. Like,
well, so John Green wrote Fault in Our Stars.
Oh,
and
what?
He wrote Fault in Our Stars.
Plot
he wrote
twist.
Paper Towns.
Okay.
He wrote like several fiction, like
young
teen girl,
adult, yeah.
like fiction books, and then now he's kind of switched.
Rip your heart out.
So, but his brother Hank Green also does like nerdy. They do this thing called Crash Course. Have you ever heard of Crash Course?
Yes, I think so.
That's them. That's John Green and Hank Green. So they're both like super smart and know everything about everything, it seems.
Yeah.
And so he just has started like writing other types of books, and he just wrote a book called Everything is Tuberculosis.
Wow.
And yeah. Anyway, so I'm really enjoying that book.
Nice. It does sound very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those random factual like documentary things. That's like, ooh, that's just so intriguing.
It's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Your turn.
Let's see here. Okay, speaking of like media we're into right now, I've been really into this show called Cake Toppers.
Oh yeah.
I told you a little bit about it before, but it's just one of those like TLC reality contestant shows that is like so, it's like so cheesy, but the cakes they decorate. So on this show, they don't have to actually bake the cake and then decorate it. They have like all of the supplies ready to go. So they're just focusing on making the type of, like they get a prompt and then they have to make the cake look like whatever it is. And the things they create out of Rice Krispies and cake and modeling chocolate and fondant, and it's crazy. And then it's so crazy to watch them be judged, and the judge is like, that looks like a little too realistic, or that doesn't look realistic enough. Yeah, or
how could something be too realistic?
Right? I mean, I guess if you're trying to go for like a non-realistic prompt, then it's like, okay, that's like, it's just crazy the things that they're like, wow, this is so amazing, but like that seam right there, which I know is the point of the show, but to me as a normal human, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Like I couldn't even begin to create that.
Yeah.
And it's just wild to me how these people are like, yeah, we're going to make, like one of them was make a cake that looks like a family style dish that you would sit down to eat. So this couple made a like hog roast. So it was like a pig with an apple in its mouth that's like on a board with like veggies and stuff around it.
Wow. But it's cake.
But it's cake.
That's crazy.
And this guy is just over there like sculpting this pig's body and face. And I'm like, how do you do that just from your mind? Like they're not even referencing a picture or wild. Anything. I'm in awe.
Where do you watch it?
I watch it on Hulu, I believe, but it may be on other things. I don't know. I'm in a show hole right now where I don't have like an ongoing series that I'm into. Well, I do, but Evan and I have to watch it together, so I can't.
What is it?
The Rookie.
Oh.
Yeah. So I can't watch it while I'm working, so I've just been like, what do I want to watch? And I've thought I was maybe getting back into true crime stuff, but then I was like, nah. And then I was like, what could I have on in the background that I don't really need to pay attention to, but is like nice as like a distraction? And that's perfect. Nice. These like contestant shows where they do a lot of repetitive stuff, you know, has worked out great. So I've been really loving that. The other thing I'm really loving is stretching.
Oh, interesting.
I got this app called Bend, and they have like pre-loaded stretching routines you can do. And I was doing it fairly consistently like 2 or so weeks ago, and I felt so good. Like my body felt really mobile. I didn't feel like tight or like achy. And then when I stopped doing it as much, now my back has been like really achy for the last like 5 or 6 days. And I can just tell like I'm a little more not as mobile or like bendy and stuff. So
not as bendy.
But I also have a little bit of a neck hump. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I have one too.
And there are theoretically stretches that can help you like correct your neck hump by like strengthening some of the muscles in your back, I guess. Okay. But honestly, it's just a really nice break in my day while I'm working at my desk to be able to like stretch or do these exercises, and I noticed when I first started doing it, like it actually does require some muscle to like hold these stretches and do them, because my shoulders were like really sore for like a week when I first started doing that, because I was doing a lot of like upper body posture stuff, and I was like, man, my shoulders are pretty sore. But it's like, yeah, I mean, if you never like intentionally use them, then
your muscles are gonna feel that.
Yeah, so I've been liking that, and it's fun to see the progress, like when you first do a stretch and you like can barely do it, and then by the end of the week you're like, hey, like my leg is going in that position way easier than it was before.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so I've been liking that.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, rapid fire, no explanation, our last one, because did we both do 5? Or are you done?
I have one more.
Okay.
Do you have one more?
I have one more. My last one is butterfly matcha. It's my favorite drink to get. There's a coffee shop called Red Bicycle right by my work, and they have this thing.
A Red Bicycle by your work?
Yes, it's in an apartment complex, so it's kind of weird.
Oh, that is weird.
It's like, I think all of them are attached to apartment complexes, aren't they?
Okay. No, maybe
the one in Mount Juliet is
okay.
attached to an apartment complex, and this one is also attached to an apartment.
There's a freestanding one in the Nations.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that, because I knew that was the one you had gone to. But they have this drink for springtime called butterfly matcha, and it tastes like Fruit Loops, and it's delicious and amazing. It has like butterfly pea flour in it or something. Yeah, I know that doesn't sound great.
It does not.
But that's why it's that's what the butterfly comes from.
Okay.
But it is very, very good.
Okay.
And I'm really into it.
You don't like coffee, right? You don't like the taste of coffee, really, or kind of?
I do. I'm okay with, like, today I asked for coffee because it sounded really good.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't crave it like every day.
Yeah.
Like, I don't enjoy coffee all the time.
Yeah.
But it's like I have to be in the mood for it. But I'll drink it.
I will say, Red Bicycle had this drink a couple weeks ago called a peach cobbler latte or something, like a cold brew. Iced latte, something like that, and it was very, very good. So if you do go back there sometime and you're wanting coffee, high recommend if they still have it.
Okay.
My last, what I'm loving right now is being a dog mom.
Yes, we love Tuna.
Yeah, we do. Oh, oh my god,
she is just the cutest little nugget.
She's like snuggled up on this little chair sleeping. She's just the smushiest little smushy there ever was.
I can't believe like you used to not be a dog mom. You know, like it's weird.
It is weird. I think it's really weird how she really just folded into my life.
Yeah, like
really seamlessly.
Agreed.
It's like I don't remember really a time when I didn't have her.
When did you get her?
December.
Yeah. Okay.
So wow, I've had her for almost 6 months. Well, like 6 months. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I love her.
Love it.
Well, I think that's our episode for today.
Hope you enjoyed this side of soup.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week for a more in-depth look.
A full bowl, main course.
Yes. Entree soup.
Entree soup full of health and wellness goals or maybe not. Who knows?
Other things. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.